How Marion Works, a podcast series dedicated to informing you of the inner workings in all areas of Marion government and public services. Thank you for listening. Welcome, everyone. This is Season 1, Episode 9 of How Marion Works. I'm your host, Layla Price-Bodkin, and I'm joined with a co-host today, the lovely Dina Weiss. Welcome, Dina.
Thank you.
Now, today's episode is called Continuous Upkeep. Now, what is that? So this highlights the great work of the City Hall Building and Grounds Department. And our special guest today is Building and Grounds Manager David Slusher. Welcome, David.
Good morning. Good morning.
You are one of the hardest working employees of the City of Marion. And I'm so excited to have you on the show today. And we are going to start with a fun icebreaker question. And you said that you kind of have an answer, so I'm so glad. Okay. And we're going to get hungry, I guess, if you haven't had breakfast yet.
Oh, yeah.
What is your favorite breakfast? And also, if you want to talk about your favorite breakfast spot in Marion.
Well, my favorite breakfast spot, because there is quite a few here in Marion.
Yes, there are.
There is, but the train station next door is, they have great lunch, or breakfast. They have great lunch too, but breakfast is my favorite. Biscuits and gravy there, hash browns.
That's what you love.
Number one. That's it.
So biscuits and gravy and hash browns.
You got it.
That's a great breakfast.
Thank you.
Hearty breakfast. Get you through the day.
That's right.
Dina, how about you?
Well, I guess it just depends. If I want something sweet, it's usually yogurt with mixed berries, lots of granola, and chopped pecans. But if I want something...
That sounds good.
Oh, that's like my go-to sweet breakfast. But if I want something more savory, salty, it has to be a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel.
Oh, yeah.
From McDonald's.
All three. Oh, from McDonald's specifically.
Yeah, from McDonald's.
See, I'm kind of the same because I love the Burger King one. The croissant, with the bacon, egg, and cheese. That's a good one, too.
That one's really good, too.
So that's kind of like if I'm feeling extra hungry. But, see, I grew up in the South, so I love grits. Mm-hmm. And the train station, I will agree, they have a great variety of breakfasts, but I just want a scrambled egg, bacon, and grits. So that's kind of on the days where I'm extra hungry. And I love yogurt. So if I'm feeling healthy, and this is actually my day-to-day breakfast, it's yogurt with mixed nuts and some fruit of some sort chopped up, and maybe a little bit of drizzle of honey, depending on if I want it extra sweet.
I'm going to have to start adding honey, Layla.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Honey is good. Mm-hmm. It's good for you. It's good for your allergies. And yeah. So, David, you're going to be outside a lot today. You're going to be mowing in the allergens.
I will be. Yep. It's a nice day, good for it. We're probably going to get some more rain again. I can look out the window and watch the grass grow here lately.
Yeah. Now, you are a native to Marion, or did you grow up outside of Marion?
I did grow up outside of Marion. Wabash, not far from here. Went to school, graduated from there. I assume my age. We just had our 40th reunion.
How fun.
Oh,
right.
At Wabash High School?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Mm-hmm. This last year, so.
Did you have a good turnout?
It was great, yeah. Yep, this was only my second one that I went to our fifth, and now the fourth.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's good to show up. I've helped plan mine, and I just want to show up at an event one day and not have to plan it, honestly.
Right.
Good luck with that, Layla. Good luck.
Thanks. Yeah. David, you went to Wabash High School. Did you go to school for anything in particular after that?
Yep, I actually went to tech school, vocational school after with school. I became a diesel mechanic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Where was that schooling?
That was in Wabash.
Okay.
That was in Wabash, and then that's what brought me to Marion.
Okay, how's that?
The trucking company, Hodges, it was out on 9th Street. It came over here, and then I would work, 12 hours Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because that's when the trucks were here.
Okay. Cool.
Then during time off, I actually worked at the car wash.
Nice. So you're still working with your hands. You're
right.
very mechanical.
Yep. So I ended up taking a manager's position at the car wash, and I worked there for almost 17 years.
Wasn't that Steve's car wash?
It was.
I remember you mentioning that.
Yep. Yep.
And they're still in business, right?
They still are. Yep.
That's great.
Yep. North. I worked at the south one many years ago. It used to be called the Big D Car Wash. People may know that.
Okay.
And then Steve bought it, and when he bought it, I became assistant manager there.
And that was for how long?
I worked there almost 17 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That is.
Thank you.
In management.
Yep.
And then you mentioned that you were also managing several facilities
Yep.
in a different job. What was that?
After that, I worked for diversified maintenance. That's been my biggest job that I worked to, because I worked, in high school and through school at the car wash. And then after that, I worked at diversified maintenance. I was facilities manager.
Now, that was what probably primed you for this job.
Yes. Yep.
Because you're dealing with all the different facets of a building,
Yep.
of a facility.
Do you remember when JCPenney was here?
Well,
yeah.
kind
At the mall?
You would.
At the mall.
Absolutely.
Well, I would work there part-time, okay?
Yeah.
And then they offered me a job. This was mid to late 90s.
Dina, were you working at the mall at the same time?
Late 90s, yes.
Okay.
Late 90s.
Because she was in management at Bath and Body Works.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Was you there when you remember Lisa Pattison?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Great lady. Well, she used to work at Penny's, and she became the mall
God
marketing.
rest her soul. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, marketing manager. So,
too.
and that led me to maintenance and a company that did Penny's. So then I just worked my way up, went back to school, got a little business, stuff for facility work.
Okay, gotcha. Good.
And then I traveled all around. I was a area manager for the Midwest. For 17 years, I did retail. We did Targets, JCPenney's, Kohl's, Best Buy. They hired us to take care of their buildings.
So what kinds of things would you do when you would go around? You would do HVAC, upkeep,
Yes.
or
Like Target, we had our own on-site maintenance person. Mm-hmm. I would visit there once a month, survey the store, see what things needed, making sure it was clean, the lights, the hot water, whatever they needed for facilities to run.
Okay.
And I did that same for JCPenney's, Kohl's, and Target.
Very interesting.
Wow.
Yep. COVID came, which actually, believe it or not, it was like 5 years ago, almost to the day.
Isn't that something to think
Wow.
about? Like, it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago.
Yeah.
But it has.
Retail closed. I mean, nobody could shop. So I went over to commercial and industrial side. So like Lowe's, the distribution center, Owens, Corning. I did a lot of factory work then.
Okay.
I did that for 5 years, and I got 22 in. And we kind of went through a change through Diversified. We got a new operations manager. I could have stayed on it and been like a project manager. Like I would go and start where we get the new businesses. Mm-hmm. I would help them hire, help them train new people. But I was gone a lot.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
So I got my time in, and I just took my little retirement, took some time off, and now I've been at the city for over 3 years.
Okay, so that was what? When were you hired with the city?
February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh, my goodness.
On 2022.
Makes it easy to remember
Wow.
when it
Yes.
falls on that. 2022.
Yep.
So, my goodness.
Wow. Something that people might not be aware of, Dave, is the fact that you don't only just take care of our city building, you also help out with other buildings.
Absolutely. If they need help with things, like the city building, if Randy,
Right.
Needs something over there, especially with the electrical work or plumbing or
Out
something,
at citywide
I can do.
maintenance and
The animal shelter.
care.
Yep. I'm always fire departments.
right.
Wherever needed, but 99% of the time is City Hall.
Okay, so you're doing the job, you're doing the work, but you're also a manager. So you are the one in charge. And how many people are working under you?
Just one.
Yeah. So
Reuben Rangel, young kid, recently a father.
yes.
So, yep,
Now
good
he's got
young
his hands
kid.
full.
He does, and that baby is precious. I
she's
was
a
lucky enough to meet her, and my goodness, she's so cute.
You've got to be. I don't. So it's challenging to work day to day in a physical job. So what do you do when you just don't feel it? You know, because I mean, we get PTO days where we're like, well, okay, we're going to be behind a little bit, but when you are not feeling up to the task, what do you do?
It's tough. I think since I've been there 3 years, I think I've only called off like one day.
Oh my goodness!
Where I've been literally, I just couldn't come in because of the fever, and I didn't want to get other people sick.
Right.
Most of the time, I may come in. Say if I'm not feeling real well, I'll come in before anybody gets there and get out of there. Because sometimes I'll come in at 4 or 5. Most of the time, I'm there between 5 and 6 a.m. every day.
And then you stay until what time usually?
Well, right now we're doing 4 days, so I'm at least there until almost 3 o'clock.
So they have a 4 days a week schedule, Dina, where now that they are under construction, he says construction, but there are some projects going on that are just a little bit more intensive work, right?
Correct,
and
yeah.
it helps to have that 3-day weekend, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually 4, how we worked it out.
Oh, okay.
So, like, today's Ruben's off, but last week he was off on Friday.
Okay.
So, and then this week, I would be Friday and Monday. So when we have that day off, we also get like 4 days.
That's wonderful.
Now, if there's a holiday or someone else is taking the time off, then we work our regular schedule that we normally would.
I mean, so I know Ruben, he's a young dad. He's physically, you have to have, is there a requirement to be in this role really? Or you kind of just look at everything?
It can be physical. Mm-hmm. It can be physical. You have to do with our job. We also take care of the police department. So we have, our background is a little bit more intense because I have full access to all parts of the police department. Mm-hmm. And Ruben does, mostly too, except for some restricted areas. But other than that,
what kind of physical labor would be?
Well, other than mowing, we've heard this last Friday, when we're moving furniture around. And we have 1980s furniture, and it's metal.
Oh, yeah.
And it's pretty heavy.
And you're shipping it out, though.
We are shipping it out. You got it.
What are you doing with it, by the way?
We just got a big dumpster out back now. Mm-hmm. We do have some people, because any city property, we just can't give it away because it's but we just have to mark it off and throw it. Most of it nobody wants.
Right.
So we just
been around
throw it
forever
away.
and you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
We got a big dumpster parked right out back now.
You don't want one. So, we've had for 40 years, 45 years.
45 years. Yeah.
Something funny, Layla, happened to Dave and I last week. So pretty often I'm at City Hall late into the evening.
Yeah, because you have your
9 o'clock
meetings.
sometimes.
Yes.
And Dave happened to be also in the building late in the evening, and he kind of heard me at the same time I heard him.
Yeah.
And I think we startled each other just a little bit. We're just not used to running into anyone at that time in the evening, but that was really funny, Dave. Yeah. I had to bring that up.
It's kind of creepy when you're there just
it
in
was
late hours or early hours.
You hear everything. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have any ghost stories, David?
No. Now, if it's in the morning when I hear somebody, that's what's really surprising. Because I'm like, who else is here at 5 a.m. in the morning? 9 out of 10 times, it's our IT guy.
How Marion Works is sponsored by the City of Marion. This podcast covers the inner workings of city government to better serve you.
Okay.
Because he
Danny.
comes in. Yes, Danny does come in.
Good old Danny.
He's
Both of
been
you.
a blessing. Yep.
Both of you are in
good
so
together.
many ways.
Thank you.
I mean, keeping the temperature controlled, and that is probably, I was going to ask you your challenges, and I think I could read your mind right now, because you can't make everyone happy, and it'll be a perfect temperature in someone's office, but then on another side of the building, it's like hot or too cold.
Yes, that has been the biggest challenge by far. since I've been there in 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this year, City Council and the mayor has gave me the opportunity with some capital improvement money to work on that, and we're in the process of getting that done. So I'm hoping by
Good.
summertime, middle of summer, there's probably going to be some days, but we're looking on a big job.
How old is the HVA system that we currently have? And I should say, is it like their boilers?
Yeah, we have 2 boilers. We have air handler, which a lot of people calls them chillers, that cools. We heat and we cool the building with water.
Gotcha.
So the 2 boilers was put in about 15 years ago. Same with the chillers. Now,
Okay.
they just didn't have a lot of TLC, but right now they both run very well. We just can't control it
Right.
very well.
And it does when you try to adjust, that adjustment takes quite a bit of time to
does.
take place.
It
I
does.
noticed.
Like first thing this morning, because on the weekend, because if we turn the air on, it's just going to run all weekend.
Right.
But the police department's still there.
Right.
So we still try to work to keep it somewhat. What's nice is the police department is actually underground. A lot of
True.
people don't know that. But the police department is underground, and it will stay a little bit cool down there. So it's a challenge.
Well, what needs to happen with that system to better control it? What needs to happen specifically?
Well, it's runs on a pneumatic system, which is all off of air. Okay, like our air handlers, it's still original, and they're not bad shape at all. It's just getting them cleaned, getting them serviced. You still change your filters just like you would at home.
Right.
Yeah.
Keeping the coil clean, the ductwork clean. So we've did all that. Now it's our controls, like it's like thermostat on your house. Everybody has one, mostly in their office. That we probably have. I think we have 69 controls that's in the building, and
That's a lot.
There's probably only a handful that works right now
I can
because
tell
it's
you
so dated.
mine does not work.
Correct. Yes, it does not work. Yes,
Because those have not been changed out
They have not.
since
Nope.
day one.
correct. Since day one,
So those are 45 years old.
they are. Yes.
And what is the cost? Because I know that you've gotten estimates from different companies. What is the estimated cost for that project?
We'll be in between $425,000 to $450,000.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely something for the council to take seriously and
Yeah.
make sure that not only are we saving money
Right.
as much as possible, but getting the right stuff that we need.
And what I like with the mayor, it's not, it's always been a Band-Aid fix. We want
not good.
We want this to last another 45 years.
Oh, sure.
So this
Yeah.
is the plan. This is the plan to get this done by the end of this year.
Now, do you have federal regulations that you have to adhere to? Like, I know you have to do certain things with the elevator, for instance. I mean, are there federal rules that you have to follow? And
Absolutely. We get permits every other year for our boilers. That's something that has to be inspected and done correctly. And then our elevators are actually done every year
okay, good.
that we have. And
Nice.
that's the
Yes.
2 biggest things, that you have to state that has to be done.
All that stuff behind the scenes to make everyone comfortable.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. Well, I just want to take a real quick break to remind you guys out there to stay connected with us by following City of Marion IN on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok, as well as our website, cityofmarion.in.gov, and on the new My Marion app, a free download through your Apple Store or your Google Play Store. Okay, guys, we are going to get into our second fun question here. What is your favorite vacation spot? There's so many.
Yes. I'm a big mountain guy. I love the mountains. So
Nice.
Tennessee, the Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area has always been my favorite. Now my wife, different. That's probably her second. She wants to be on the beach somewhere.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm with
Yep.
her.
Yep.
It's nostalgic for some reason. The beach is just a go-to. But I will say that I was there in St. Petersburg area just this past March, and I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to either go out west and just explore, something out there.
Absolutely.
What
Something
about
new,
you?
right?
What about you, Dina?
Mine is probably Garner State Park,
Texas.
Texas. Absolutely. It's in Concan, Texas. It's on the Frio River, and it's just really, it's nostalgic for me, and it's kind of I don't know. It really reminds me of my dad. That was a yearly vacation for us for probably 30 plus years. And I haven't been in a while, and it's calling my name.
That's right. You were mentioning that off the air one day that you want to go back, but you just want to wait until you're ready because that was something very special in your life every year.
Absolutely. I would really like for the next time that I go to be able to take my son and grandkids. So my son's been, of course, growing up, we took him, but I would like to take my grandbabies
and
introduce them to it.
Would you drive?
I would rather drive.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. Make it part of the experience.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is a long drive, but
sure
you can
is.
make it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There are a lot of interesting things to do between here and Texas.
Oh yeah. You can totally plan so easy these days just by looking online and seeing what kinds of stops that you might be interested in, whether you like to antique shop or you want to go see something weird or whatever.
Yeah.
That's great.
And her son is fabulous.
Thank
He
you.
he is a great kid.
Thank you so much.
Dina's
I remember the
son is
first
an
time
officer.
I met him, I was like, "This is your son?" It's like, "No way!" I thought it was like
He thought
He was
that
just
my
sworn
son.
in.
He
Yeah.
thought my son was my brother.
I did.
Hey, you got some brownie points.
Yeah.
Look at you. That's great.
Great kid.
Your son is doing so well
He
and
is. I'm really proud of him.
settling into his role. Okay, guys, we're going to get into maybe some current projects. Okay, David, we have, we're seeing a bunch of furniture boxes and things like that. What has been your strategy between start of this administration, really? What has been your strategy up to this present day?
Well, last year we kind of started in the administrative area with the mayor. He wanted a conference room up how it used to be, I think, under the Siebel administration.
That's right. Conference room.
To get back up in there. So we've kind of got that set up for him. Cleaned up. We've actually, carpeted a lot of the city building from last year to this year and painted a new desk that's been there. Like some of the projects we are working on now, obviously, is our heating and air. We got our blight board that's getting ready to go up.
Yes.
That we've been
We do.
talking
Okay, so
about.
we call it a blightometer.
It's the Biden-meter.
Yeah.
It's about to show up on
Yes.
the front lawn of City Hall. This is just a sneak preview, but David and I have been working on this behind the scenes to get this rolling to show the community how far we've come along with demolition since the beginning of Morell's administration.
Yes. Yeah. The mayor, I love what that guy's doing.
Yeah.
For this city. I mean, it seems like once a week I'm going to ribbon cutting or announcement. That's something. My wife is a teacher. This is her 19th year.
That's hard to believe because I've had the pleasure of meeting Shannon, and she's gorgeous. Your wife
Thank
is
you.
a beautiful,
I'm
sweet
blessed.
lady.
I'm very blessed. Thank
Yes.
you. And she loves the kids. She's worked with ED
Oh my,
her
yes.
whole time.
That's awesome.
And for the kids to have do you guys remember the old go-kart track here in town?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're like family, the Lyons family. I used to help them run that. Kids could come down and ride the go-karts. There was batting cages, things for them to do. And this is what the mayor's doing.
Right.
He really, really, with the bike paths and the splash pad. everything that's going on, it's great.
Well, his theme has been Marion deserves nice things.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
Yep.
and it goes into inside City Hall so that people, whether you're sitting in a council meeting or the people that work all throughout City Hall to keep us comfortable and
Right.
bring us up to date. Bring us up to date.
Yeah, and that's, when people come to City Hall, we want to have a nice building to come to and to do that because the mayor, I stay busy, but that young man, woo.
Yeah. He's sometimes a blur. You don't even know. He's running here, running there.
Oh yeah.
He is, and I'm blessed to just be a little part of his puzzle, that he's working on to keep this city up. And mine is to take care of the city building. You've been there a lot longer than what I have. Just in the city building within the last couple of years, the changes that we've had.
I'm so impressed and I'm so thankful more than anything. It's just, it makes us feel like we're valued.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's
And
right.
you are not just a small piece of the puzzle.
Right. You're so humble, Dave. You're so humble.
No.
So, David, speaking of the grounds that are outside, how can the community, what can we do to help you? Whether, it's picking up trash outside or anything you want to talk about there.
And sometimes we'll get volunteers that'll come in, and that's usually pick up trash, windows, glass, because we have a lot of glass, first, second floor, around outside, painting curbs, trimming bushes, there's always something to do.
So if someone was interested in volunteering, how would they go about reaching out to do that?
They can get on the website. There's a phone number on there. They can reach out and contact me. If I don't answer, leave a message, and I'll get back, or call the mayor's office, get a hold of Esther, and leave a message. Yep.
Yeah, good. Because, yes, there are periodic opportunities to get those curbs painted. I remember that was a good routine. And, I'm sure that you could use some volunteer help since it's just 2 full-time people, including yourself.
Right.
So,
Yes. Yep.
In the midst of everything that Dave does, I really want people to know that he not only does, all of the things that he just showcased for us, but he takes care of each one of us as well.
Yeah.
I know that whenever I need anything, Dave is just a text or a phone call away. I know when I was getting settled in my office, you were so kind to me in getting that done, getting things hung up and making sure that I was comfortable, and I really appreciated that. And I noticed that that's a theme with you, Dave. You check in every morning with every person in that building.
That's what I try to do, because they're coming there, they want to be comfortable. You want your office to, if it's warm outside, you want to be cool. If it's cold, you want to be warm. You want your trash emptied and your office swept. That's what I want. I want people to be. I want them to come to work and enjoy it.
Well, you do an amazing job at it.
Thank you.
Well, you're also very supportive with every single event that we have, whether it's Clean City 2.0, citywide cleanups, the traveling town halls, which we all have to be a part of for those. But you are at every ribbon cutting, every groundbreaking, I've noticed. And I just really, I've noticed that, and I really appreciate that about you because you're so busy and you take time for that as well. So big applause for David Slusher.
Yep, I definitely support the administration. What the mayor's his goals, and that's what I want to do. And my team. And we have a good team. If I ask for help from, citywide, like with Randy or with Danny or even the police department, they're always there. It's a great team. It's a great team.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover before we wrap things up? Your goals? I feel like you're well on your way of accomplishing all the goals, and it's definitely visible inside and out City Hall. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to the How Marion Works podcast. You can follow us on social media, listen to the podcast on platforms like Apple, Spotify, and all other major platforms. Episodes release every other Monday at 5 a.m., so be on the lookout. All of our podcast shows are found at howmarionworks.com. So thank you for listening, everyone. For David Slusher and Dina Weiss, I'm Layla Price-Bodkin, and this is How Marion Works.
Thank you for listening to the How Marion Works podcast. We hope you'll join us next time.